Welcome, you wonderful warriors of the broken sword. I am Jonathan.
I'm Nick.
And we are the Gosslings. And we are here with our first official Illumi-Naughty Afterparty.
Illumi-Naughty Afterparty.
Yeah. Normally the Gosslings, we like to strike down the darkness. But tonight we are going to let our hair down, undo our belt a couple notches, and we own the night.
Yeah, this is a review of a review of the past couple months.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about some upcoming stuff. We'll do a couple reactions to some things, and we just want to hang with you guys tonight and have some laughs.
You merely adopted the
and
darkness.
And talk about the things you guys want to talk about.
I was molded by it. You merely adopted the darkness.
I'm drinking the dark.
I was born into it. Molded by it.
We'll still strike down.
Will we?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
We should do the thing.
Yeah.
The thing.
What's the
toast.
Oh, yes.
Before we do, we got some people to toast with us. Let's see who we got. American Cars.
What's up, G?
Good evening. Tricky subject.
Tricky, what's up, buddy?
My man. Gabe Bello Music.
Gabe is here.
Yes.
Good to see you. Chris Caps.
Chris
Good
Caps.
to see you.
Good evening, sir. Cactus Kicker.
Oh, Cactus, welcome back, man.
Dusty, is Dusty on yet? I don't see Dusty yet.
I don't think so, but they were asking about him.
Yeah, I hope he comes back tonight. And I think that's Colin.
Oh, Colin, cheers.
What's going on, man? Cheers. Sweet, man. We are glad you guys are joining us. And now that we've established a quorum,
yes,
let's begin with let's do the toast.
Nice. All right.
We're
gonna go old school with it.
Rock, paper, scissors.
We're gonna leave it up to fate.
All right. We're gonna cast lots. We're gonna cast lots like the apostles did. Don't judge me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cock-a-doodle don't.
Okay. Go.
1, 2, 3.
We rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
You want to do it that way? Okay, that's how long it's been since we've done it.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Just lead me.
And as always, as is the purview of the winner, I get to decide who does what. So naturally, I am going to make Nick.
Okay. Joy of joys. Grab thy drink. I'm so tired, guys. I'm getting my merds all the way. I'm getting my merds mixed up. Yeah, grab your drinking vessels, fill them with the delicious beverage of your choice, and do it. Let's raise our glasses. Here we go. How's it go?
It's right there on the screen.
Oh, take up the broken sword of your father
and strike down the darkness. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone. Put some sugar in my coffee.
That's some cold coffee.
That's some cold coffee.
Yeah, we're glad you guys are with us tonight. We should probably, real quick, we're going to do the thing, the obligatories. I think we should do that.
Yeah.
I think we should do that. Let us see here. Who should we start with?
You believe first.
Let's start with Kothon.
Yeah, absolutely. The Kothon Spartan mugs.
I'll do it.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
Nick likes to do this one.
I like this one.
He likes to do this one because I got the beard.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And I'm so Spartan-esque.
He's very Leonidian.
Yeah.
Sure. Dionysian, one might say. But not Polynician.
It's all Greek to me.
Good timing on that.
Thanks. Hey. These are the Kothon Spartan mugs. You guys got to go to ChericoPottery.com. Joel Cherico makes every single one of these by hand. He's a master potter, and he crafted these in collaboration with Stephen Pressfield, who made inputs on what the Kothon Spartan mug actually looked like, and this is what they came up with. They're beautiful, they're durable, they are not cheap, but they will last forever, and every one of them is unique. Got to check it out. Go to ChericoPottery.com.
Yes. ChericoPottery.com. Awaken your inner Leonidas with the Kothon Spartan mug by Joel Cherico.
Yeah. And next up,
Jarvanovic hair and skincare products. Created by Mike Fisher, who is one of our dear friends supporter of the channel, privately owned business, small Christian business, ran out of his home in Arizona. They make hair and skincare products by real men for real men, or as I like to say, give 007 a run for his money, awaken your inner John Wick, and what was the other one? Was the one about the better half? Nick's got a really good one that I always forget.
Give your better half a reason to doubt that.
I love it. With Jardane Jovanovic hair and skincare products for men. Everything from shampoos and conditioners to beard balms, lotions, body wash, all sorts of stuff. They're great. And I have noticed that, like, my beard actually feels better throughout the day, and people actually compliment me on it.
His beard does feel better.
So it does, yeah.
Be Tommy.
Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers gotta hug.
Brother love.
Brother love. Hashtag love.
It's okay. We're only half brothers.
Oh, man. So it's okay. It's justified. Justified. And the other thing, of course, guys, if you guys are watching this right now, first of all, thank you for being with us on this Sunday night. Like the video if you wouldn't mind. Don't think of it as a thumbs up. Think of it as a big fat middle finger in YouTube's face.
That's right. A thumb in the eye, if you will, of the beast.
Yeah.
Just grab the beast by the back of the head and just jam your thumb right into its eyesight. Get him right in there with, like, dig all the way to the knuckle.
I think we need to bring back the bourbon.
You okay? They're just going to have a tranquilizer gun that they're just going to zap me with.
Oh, boy.
I think it'd be a lot nicer.
But if you've already subscribed, hit the like button. That will really help us tremendously. It'll feed the algorithm. And if you've not subscribed, we would love for you to. It would really, really help. Take up the broken sword of your finger, strike down that subscribe button, and then like the video.
Yes.
And then we can be friends.
And then we
can be best friends.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then we can all be friends. Good. We can be friends again.
Oh. Tombstone? Yeah. Getting better on my references.
Yeah.
So, Mike Fisher's with us. Mike Fisher's with us. Oh, and it looks like, you know what? Do it.
Do it.
Mike Fisher.
This is going to be a little loud, but we're doing this in honor of
turn it
Mike
down
Fisher for the super chat.
This is Sparta!
That's for you, Mike.
Sparta!
Thank you for the support. Thank you so much. We really, really appreciate that. So, Mama Shaw, sees watching.
Hey, what's up, Jan?
Awesome. Welcome. Steve Temple's watching.
What's up, Steve?
Glad you guys are here. Man, look, you got a huge community tonight. So great. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. So, I wanted to do kind of a Schadenfreude. Is that how you pronounce it?
A Schadenfreudenfest?
Yeah, kind of. I wouldn't call it a fest, but I saw a couple videos, and you may or may not have seen these, but I'm going to play a couple shorts. I just wanted to get Jonathan's reactions to these.
Yeah.
Just wanted to get your reaction to these. So I'll play. There's only two.
Okay.
I'm going to play them one at a time.
Okay.
You guys may have seen these. You may not have. Are you ready?
Ready. Steady. Go.
First of all, what is Schadenfreude?
Schadenfreude is the derivation of pleasure from someone else's pain. So when you see, say, perhaps somebody get their comeuppance. You know,
comeuppance. That's nice.
When you see Benny from The Mummy get eaten by the sandstorm, you know, you're like, yeah, you know.
Mama Shaw asked me, "What's on my shirt? Are those pineapples?" These are pineapples. These are pineapples on my shirt.
Yeah,
indeed. This is my Hawaiian shirt. One of many Hawaiian shirts. This is my current favorite.
Yeah,
I acquired it at a Goodwill.
Nice.
Yes, for very few dollars.
I like it.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
it's comfy.
That's Tiki Jim would be proud.
Yeah.
Yeah, our good friend Tiki Jim.
Yeah. Okay, are you ready for this video?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Hold on, let me get the thing set up. All right. Very she says I love very SpongeBobby.
Yeah.
Nice. If I could do a SpongeBob impression right now, I totally would. All right, here we go. Oh wait, no, wrong one. Wrong one.
Don't look, Joe. Joe, you're not allowed. Come here.
Truly in the hands of what Martin Luther King Jr. called the creatively maladjusted. Maybe minorities, sexual and gender minorities, have something to teach the church about dying to self, about new life, about...
Lightning strike away.
That is not a sign of God.
Okay, what he says right there is that is not a sign of God's judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Just so everyone knows. But I couldn't find the video that had that whole statement in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You want to watch it again?
Yeah.
I want to watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a guy. His name is what's his name? I think something Robertson, and he's a evangelical Lutheran pastor.
Oh, of course he's Lutheran. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And he's kind of making a name for himself talking about this sort of thing. So here it is again. Here it is
Is
again.
truly in the hands of what Martin Luther King Jr. called the creatively maladjusted. Maybe minorities, sexual and gender minorities, have something to teach the church about dying to self, about new life, about... That was unnecessary. That is not a sign of God.
Yeah, that's not a sign of God's judgment. Oh my gosh, Jonathan.
I just, it's like that moment from like the Monty Python movies where God comes over the clouds and he's like, "What's all this then? What's all this then? What are you doing down there?
Clear off.
Clear off, the lot of you. Gone. Gone." It just like how completely lacking in any sort of wisdom and self-awareness can you be?
I mean, gosh, in the middle of a lightning strike, as you're saying something,
if I'm saying
blasphemous
something
and heretical,
right, and even if it doesn't like occur to him as being blasphemous, it's at least biblically controversial. So, like, if I'm going out on a limb, and as the high wartime chaplain of the Church of What's Cool, if I am giving a sermon on something that is perhaps biblically controversial and lightning takes out the building, the part of me that's just the intrinsic sort of brainstem part of me is like, whoops, oopsie daisy.
Yeah, Colin nailed it. It's mocking God's judgment. And if you guys hear thunder in the background through my very sensitive microphone, it's my neighbor.
Yeah,
He's my neighbor's car. Yeah, he's super cool.
Awesome.
He's great. He's got a big loud motor.
Yeah,
his big muscle car.
We're also impressed. We think he's really cool. Yeah.
So thanks for that. Okay, I'm gonna play the second clip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does everybody else if you were in like that position, if you were sitting in that church, would you just like get up and leave, or would you be like, maybe he's onto something, like, you know what I mean? Like everybody in that church is like, so, they obviously recognize that something aberrant has happened.
I mean, it's kind of like being a bowling pin and realizing you're in the front of all the pins.
Yeah, and the ball is coming.
Yeah. Well, it just hit, and you're still standing, but there's still one more. They get one more throw.
Yeah.
It's like,
am I the spare? Yeah. I'm just gonna follow.
I'm just gonna like Bart, like Homer Simpson going back into the bushes,
into the shrubs.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Here's the second clip. I'm gonna bring this up. Now, this one isn't necessarily Schadenfreude.
Yeah.
But I do want to get yours and everyone's reaction to this because it's well, I'll just play the clip.
God is gay. God is a lesbian. God is trans. God is gender non-binary. God is straight. God is cisgender. God is black. God is white. God is Middle Eastern. God is Asian. God is differently abled mentally and physically. God is able-bodied. God is you, and you are God because you are a reflection of God's divine image.
Okay. It was really choppy on our end. Did you guys see the whole thing, or was it choppy on your end? Chris Cap spit out my drink.
Yeah.
Was it really super choppy on your end? Could you guys hear the whole thing? I don't know. Here, I'm gonna play that one more time. I'm listening, but I'm cooking up the Dusty made it awesome, and Sean's here too. Awesome.
Gabriel and Colin said it played just fine.
Great. Yeah,
That's good. So we don't have to play it again because like there's a part of me that thinks that maybe that's our lightning strike.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. But he said, God is you.
Uh-huh.
And you are God.
And you are God.
Because, fill in the blank. It doesn't matter. There is no context that justifies.
Yeah.
That. I mean, how
Yeah.
blatantly anti-biblical is that?
I just
He's wearing his little rainbow stall. Okay, so Jonathan,
yeah.
your reaction. I can see your veins.
I don't want to break this pin because this is a nice pin.
I bought that pin with my talent.
This town needs an enema. I just,
Easy for
I
you to
got a
say.
bad feeling about this.
That's what I think. Yes. And also this. It's Luciferian.
That's exactly
How
what
many
it is.
times can I hit this?
Exactly. That's what I was hoping you'd go for.
It's
It's
so
blatantly Luciferian. You are God.
Gosh.
God is you, and you are God.
It just, I mean,
God is created in your image.
never mind like the endless like anti-Western civilization, white guilt, white straight masculine guilt, which should tell you who the beast fears because they hate you. Like it's like anything but that. So you can be any of these other colors in the rainbow, and you can be anything but straight, and it's not only okay, but it's good, and you don't have to change, and there's nothing wrong with you because you're God, and God is you, and if you just seek enlightenment, then you can just come together and you meet God, and it's okay if you're gay and you like booties and you like whatever, and kissing on the mouth, and
If you like booties.
just
Oh, there it is.
81 milligrams.
Sean wants me to play it again. You want me to just play them both again?
Yeah, sure.
I'm just going to play them both
Yeah.
again.
Lord, please help us. That's all I'm
Amen.
gonna say.
Oh, one more time, and then I'll.
Maybe the future of the church and of our world is truly in the hands of what Martin Luther King Jr. called the creatively maladjusted. Maybe minorities, sexual and gender minorities, have something to teach the church about dying to self, about new life, about
Dude, how much more obvious can it get?
that is not a sign of God.
Someone made a really funny comment that that dude's ears are like lightning rods.
God is gay. God is a lesbian. God is trans. God is gender non-binary. God is straight. God is cisgender.
Man.
God is black. God is white. God is Middle
just wanted
Eastern.
your reaction, that's
God
all.
is Asian. God is differently abled mentally and physically. God is
80 years
able-bodied.
ago,
God is
there would have been
you,
a logging
and
chain.
you are God because you are a reflection of God's divine image.
All right, I'm turning it off. So theologically, you might say I disagree. Go. Kira's here. Hey, Kira.
Hey, Kira.
Welcome,
What's
Linda.
up?
Good evening. Glad you guys are here.
Yeah, God is not sin. Amen, Linda.
Yeah, God is not sin.
Like, yeah, God doesn't want you to be gay.
These are some of these. I don't know. It's just that it's in a church. That's the thing.
Right.
That bothers. It's just that it's
It's
in a
an
church.
institutionalized Luciferian Christ consciousness theosophy thing. Like it, but it's institutionalized. That's the thing that's infuriating about it. It's not like this is anything new, you know. Nothing that degenerate moron said is new. Okay, no. Like it's arguably that whole spiel is, both of them is like older than history. Nothing they're saying is new. Nothing they're saying is containing any sort of righteousness or wisdom at all. But the fact that like they're institutionalized, you know, in what are ostensibly Christian churches, you know, I mean, that's the equivalent. Here's the absurdity of what you're looking at. That is the equivalent of like Hillshire Farms setting up a bacon tasting thing in a mosque.
Yeah, that's just, it is. That's what a great analogy.
I write books. Heavenly Realms by Jonathan Goss, available on Amazon. Not alphabet people friendly.
So, Steve Temple.
Oppress.
Good evening. Christine Jackson from England. Good evening. Thank you guys for watching. We're going to take a slight...
Oh, yeah, you know what? To wrap this up,
yeah.
Gabe reminded me. He said, Vadi, he's talking about Vadi Bakum.
Yeah.
He says, Vodding is a blessing, Steve. Gabriel Bello music. First of all, everybody should go check out Gabriel Bello's music. Gabe is an awesome friend, and he's a great musician. Superb human being. But he brings up Vadi Bakum, who says, like, you know, there is now an 11th commandment, and that's what you're looking at. The 11th commandment is, thou shalt be nice. And it's this pathologically compassionate, neurotic emasculation of the church. No one teaches men to be warrior men anymore. Everyone teaches gentle Jesus, meek and mild, turn the other cheek, you know, render unto Caesar, love everybody, just be nice all the time. Be nice. Don't say anything mean. Don't do anything, you know, that's going to hurt anybody's feelings, because God forbid you tell the truth. And God forbid you tell not just like your truth as you see it, but like truth that's laid out in the Bible.
Yeah.
Guess what? Men aren't supposed to be preachers. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah. And maybe you should. Mm-hmm, yeah. It's Luciferian. Yeah. So you're, and like, tough. It doesn't matter if you don't like it. Like, it just drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. And like, no, you can't.
I got him worked up with that video.
Yeah.
He's all worked. I got him worked up.
Like a little
chewing the foam off the microphone.
I'm gonna come through the screen and just throttle all of you.
Like, you also can't like wear the, you know, here's the thing. Everybody's always I'm trying to think of like a non-cursing way to say this. Up the church's butt about like, oh, you can't mix politics and religion. Like, if you want your 501c3 status, you better not talk about who to vote for, and you better not talk about how it's not okay to kill babies, and maybe it's not okay to violate the sanctity of marriage, and how it's not okay to blah, 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 blah. But then like the second somebody throws on, you know, a rainbow shawl and gets up there and starts preaching about how you're God and God is you, blatantly anti-biblical.
Yeah.
You know, we have things to learn from communities that not only participate in the original sin of pride, but also participate in, like, you know, other sins that the church, the Bible blatantly tells you is not okay. And you're like, you know, obvious. It's like Vodi Bakum talks about, like, you know, oh, well, I have tons of friends who are alcoholics, and, you know, like, I love alcoholics, you know, and like, you know, there's nothing wrong with alcoholics, but now I'm going to preach a sermon about, you know, alcohol. Like, no one makes these qualifiers for anything else.
Yeah. How it's okay to remain in a state of
and not even like remain
in
like,
and how it's virtuous to be alcoholic.
Right. And you're gonna wear this rainbow colored shawl. Take the rainbow back is what I'm saying.
You might as well be sipping on a tankard of Jack Daniels while you're at the pulpit.
Yeah, that would
talking about the virtues. Maybe alcoholics have something to teach us about.
Yeah,
forgiveness and grace and God's word and how we should live.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It's an excellent point. Excellent point. Okay. We're gonna move on.
It's Luciferian.
You know what? I'm gonna give you do one more of those.
It's Luciferian.
Okay, here we go. Okay. Now I want to move on.
Yeah, let's move on before I say some things that really will get us in trouble.
Yeah, we're already skating the line a little bit.
Yeah, we're having fun.
Yeah,
Illuminati Afterparty. Hey, I put the
Afterparty.
naughty in Illuminati.
I don't know what I put in it.
but everything is
I click the buttons, folks.
everything I said is
I
right
click
and
the
true,
buttons.
and I don't apologize for any of it.
Steve Timble says we either stand tall and firm and speak out our beliefs, or we are. It's hard for me to read because it keeps bumping up because we
Oh,
get
yeah.
more comments. It's great. Or we are doomed to suffer relegation unto iniquity. Ooh, well phrased.
Yeah, man.
We got some writers. in
I
the
know. I
chat.
like that, Steve.
Yeah, nice.
That's good,
Nice.
buddy.
Jay Reese is joining us. Speaking of writers,
Yeah.
good evening. Glad that you could join us tonight. We are actually good timing, Jay Reese, because we're just about to talk about AI.
Yes.
AI and its use by artists to create their art. So writers, artists, musicians.
Mm-hmm.
What we're seeing is this. I mean, just this explosion of shortcut takers using AI to create work of art. What do we got?
Colin had a great comment.
Okay, let me see.
At least until we can reclaim the rainbow as a Christian, as a biblical symbol.
That's bold, Colin. That's bold.
Bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
That's very bold indeed. Oh man, randomness. It's the Illuminati Afterparty. Yes, indeed. But we were talking about AI, and I, for one, look. There's no stopping it.
Yeah, that's true.
And in the self-publishing market industry, whatever you want to call it, it's caught on.
Yep.
And self-publishing gurus are encouraging people to use AI to get as many books out as fast as they can, so they can feed their readers, a computer sterilized version of the crap they were already reading, essentially.
Yep.
And there are courses on how to use AI. It's just everyone's just latching on. It's the future. They want to be at the cutting edge, and it's going to totally saturate the market for everybody.
Yep.
The reader's not going to know, allegedly, that they're reading something that was created by AI, or they won't be able to tell the difference between that and something created by a human.
Yeah.
You know, as an author who goes through years of toil to perfect your craft, and you pour your heart and your soul, your pain and anguish into the writing for your reader to connect with, what do you think about using AI to write stories, Jonathan?
It's Lucifer.
Okay.
Do we have one for Nephilim? You know, I just want to say, like, I personally am looking forward to competing with, Nephilim spirits who are clearly commanding AI, in my bid for having a writing legacy. Like, I just yeah, it is on one hand completely soulless, lacking the flawed,
human soul,
but beautiful, breath of life of the human soul.
There's no humanity
As a creative art, there is no humanity to it. On the other hand, it is potentially totally feeding into what we talked about with our guest recorded today, divination. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
AI is divination.
AI
Possibly.
as divination. And we were
saying.
Yeah. And that's not actually, like, that was not necessarily on the itinerary, that subject, you know?
No, she brought it up.
But
And it was brilliant.
Yeah, it was one of the best.
We interviewed Vicky Joy Anderson earlier today, and that episode, we're going to be streaming that episode next Sunday for you guys to listen to. It is phenomenal. And we've got 45 minutes of really edgy stuff just for the patrons.
Yeah, that was probably one of our best, like, Patreon exclusive segments that we've done so far. And we talked about the aspect of AI being and Gary Wayne has talked about it before with the Oikotarian, the Oikotarian, that it's kind of a housing vessel for Nephilim spirits. I mean, and with the emotional thing that's happening with AI now, and with the weird, like, sort of Ouija board-esque kind of things that are happening with AI now, I mean, you could make a materialist argument for it, but, like, dude, I don't think anybody should have anything to do with AI, and it's so sacrilegious, like, from an artistic, a Pressfieldian aspect of things, like,
from an artist perspective.
Dude, your art is supposed to be it's not supposed to, but it normally is an exorcism of your pain, you know, and it's beauty from ashes, you know, and it's
part of it's part of the image of God. I mean, it's your creative expression, your creative energies.
Yeah,
where you're creating something beautiful.
Yeah, and I mean,
hopefully,
you know, it's almost like you want some sort of like human only covenant, you know.
Yeah, speaking of that, there's going to be, well, let me take a step back. You remember how there was a big movement over the past couple decades to buy local?
Yeah,
you know, fight the man, fight back against big corporations, support your local business owner. Well, the next thing is going to be buy human.
Yeah.
So, and I am 100% committed and sold on only buying art that was made by, if there's any indication at all that what I'm interested in was created by an AI, I refuse to buy it. That's just the bottom line.
Yeah.
And as a creator of art, as a writer, my commitment, I'm making a vow, a pledge to never use AI to write my story ever, or to write, even if I'm writing a nonfiction, I'm going to do the work. And on top of that, I will never use AI to edit my manuscript.
That's the biggest temptation.
It is.
That you'll have, because we already use Grammarly, Word, you know, MS Word, and probably Google Docs. They all have like their word check, their grammar check, you know, and that's going to be the biggest temptation from a practical standpoint, nuts and bolts as a writer, is to just like pay $20 for this AI, you know, to just scan through your thing, and it'll do it like, it'll put StoryGrid out of business in 5 years if people aren't careful.
Yeah, well, and it will. I mean, I think it will. That's coming. And, you know, human edited novels is going to be like a novel that was actually edited by a human being. That's going to become a novelty.
A novelty,
you know, that industry is going to be, you know, largely shut down. A lot of editors are just going to lose work.
Yeah.
You know, but not from me.
No,
because
me
I
either.
am pledging that I will pay a human editor to edit my work.
Yeah.
Because I want to keep that alive.
Yeah.
And it goes the same with cover design and illustrations.
That's
I'm not, I pledge not to use publicly on, you know, live streaming to YouTube. I pledge publicly to never pay or never, not even if it's for free. I'm never going to utilize AI to create a cover or illustrations for my book. Cover, illustrations, editing, and the content of the work itself.
Yeah. Yeah. You can tell when a human has, like, I can tell when a human has made something of quality. I can tell, and like, I can tell when an AI has made something, because I've seen those. You know, I have friends on social media who have shown me like AI artwork that they paid for their novels that they haven't written yet because they're spending too much time world building. By the way, that is a red flag for you if you are a writer. Your world building can become a form of resistance, keeping you from actually writing the book.
That's true.
So if you are spending years and years doing world building, I get it. I had to create a world pretty much from whole cloth.
Yep.
While still trying not to violate anything in the Bible. So you talk about tall order. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
But like at a certain point as a writer, you have to stop world building and start chapter 1.
Yeah.
Start it.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, and
it's hard to do.
And it's tough. It's daunting, but you have to do it. And so, like, anyways, but I've seen AI artwork, and AI artwork, not surprisingly, looks like crappy human artwork. Like, I've had some bad covers that I paid for that look a lot like AI artwork,
and it could have been, but it's going to get better. It's going to get smarter. It's going to get harder to tell the difference, but it's still, I refuse.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well,
because like if you look at like go back and look at our interviews with Roxana, you know, and you look at like the heart and soul and creativity that was put into this tangible piece of art.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the stuff that she did to it, you know, in 40 years or in 30 years, maybe, you know, maybe or maybe not, maybe in 3 years, you know, an AI will be able to do it. But it's almost like you can feel the like human soul in the work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And knowing that a human actually did it, and it builds a connection. That's the thing. Like, you know, hiring a cover artist, you know, hiring an editor, it builds relationships. And where two or more are gathered in my name, like it's almost like a violation of biblical principles to rely on something that also may actually be divination to engage with.
Yeah, could
You
be.
know? So like
Eventually.
even if you take out the nuts and bolts aspect of it and you just look at the esoteric side of it, like engaging with AI might actually be a form of divination.
Yep.
So you're already probably breaking a serious commandment right there.
Yep.
And violating God's law.
I think
But
it's
even
gonna
if
get
you
there, man. I think it's gonna get there.
Oh, it probably already is.
Yeah.
And even if you don't believe in that, it's just like, why would you want to betray your own species? Why would you want to betray carbon-based life forms for silicon-based life forms? You know?
Yeah, well, and
Stick
Gabe
to carbon.
said, no AI art. What's the point? What's the point
Yeah.
of enjoying? How can you enjoy it really art? It's just, you know, I could say it's program. It's just taking information that was already out there and reconfiguring it. It didn't create it ex
Ex-nihilo.
Yeah, something from nothing. I'm not
Oh,
going to
yeah.
use the Latin phrase. I'm not smart enough because I don't know it.
Yeah.
But they didn't create it from nothing. It didn't come from within.
Yeah.
It came from already existing data. And you know what? And I'm going to say this right now. Oh, and this is going to feel so good. And if you ever want to see, you know, people who just technophiles,
Mm-hmm.
they just get off on every new thing.
Mm-hmm.
You want to drive them nuts? Just tell them that you've seen AI art, you've heard AI music, you've read AI writing, and just say, you know what? I'm just not impressed.
Yeah.
AI doesn't impress me.
Yeah. Kind
I'm-
of sucks. It's kind of lame. You know?
It's not real. It's all
Yeah.
digital. It's not real. Nothing digital is real.
Yeah.
Nothing that can be erased with the stroke of a key
Yeah.
is real. There's nothing tangible.
Yes.
You know, so I'm not impressed. It's not real. It didn't come from the soul of a human being.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a part of the process.
Yeah.
I don't care if that means I never sell any books.
Yeah.
I don't care if that means I never end up buying any art.
Mhm.
I'm not going to participate in it.
Yeah.
Period. And what we have been kind of thinking and brainstorming about is that there will be other artists, other musicians, and other writers who feel the same way and
Mhm.
want to take a public pledge that they will not utilize AI in the creation, editing, artwork, so forth of what they create and produce.
Yeah.
So we're going to put together, I don't have the website up yet, but we're going to put together a public pledge where people can artists can enter their name that have publicly stated, I'm taking that pledge, and they can share that. They can share that with the people who buy their art, the people who buy their music, with the people who buy their books. And they say, I've taken a pledge not to use any AI. I know you're concerned out there. You never know what kind of crap you're going to end up with. You won't know, you don't want to be duped. Nobody wants to be duped in emotionally manipulated into connecting with a piece of art, only to find out later it's created by a freaking robot.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's almost like a violation. It's deception. And these artists will sign their name publicly stating that there was no trickery going on. This was created by a human being for a human being for that connection. So by human, maybe we'll call it the by human movement. I don't know, but we're gonna have a publicly signable pledge on a website coming soon.
33 coming in with the Dune quote. We were just talking about that with our interview with Vicky, by the way. And
This one?
Yeah, I
I'll
love
put
it.
I'll put it
The
up.
Dune pledge.
What does this say? Hold on, it's taking a minute to come up.
I know
Sorry,
it is.
A little
It
sluggish.
says, "Thou shalt not create a machine in the likeness of the human mind." That is straight from Dune.
Call it the Dune pledge.
Again, it is the legend.
That's for you, Branch. That's for you, buddy.
33 Branch, he also recognized your excellent novel pun from earlier. So when you go back and watch the replay,
It's probably unintentional.
well,
I'm not
you
that
know,
bright.
Take your. Sometimes he's more of a wronger than a writer.
Oh, where's the slide?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No!
Yeah, there it is.
No! God, please, no!
Oh, I
No!
missed one. Okay, it's good. Who? Hold on, let me scroll back up. Man, the comments, you guys.
I know,
This is awesome.
Cactus,
Thanks so much.
Shauna, yeah.
Let's see. Chase G says, trying to take the humanity out of everything. They want us all to be sheep they can control.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100% on that. They already try to control us with these things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think of all of the apps that you have to have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the idea of going, like regressing technological technologically for an individual. Let's say you don't want to use a smart device. If you want to go back to something lame like a flip phone, imagine how many things in your life would have to change.
Yeah.
They have you.
Oh, we've lived
Yeah.
it. I mean, like Nick and I ran flip phones
On purpose.
purposefully. Yep, for
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 years. I didn't get this until probably the middle of last year for my job, and I'm already trying to angle out of it.
Yep.
I'm already
Yeah.
like angling for the good old days of 2007 when, you know, you had like a flip phone and an email address, and that was it.
Ooh, look at Jay Reese's comment. This is fantastic. Jay Reese dropping it. So succinct, just like a writer. Art is the artist.
Yeah.
I said it before, but I'll say it again. Man,
Nice.
4 words, just wrapped it all up. See, that was too verbose. That was great.
Yeah,
That was
Tricky.
great.
Tricky makes a good point too. How long before it's considered racist to not accept AI? If you're white,
Well, it'll start there. Oh, you gave yourself the horn.
it's Luciferian. We do need to the volume on that one.
Do it, yeah.
Yeah,
I need to
Chris
turn
is
that one
right.
up. I'll turn that
Yeah.
up. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like AI will become like almost like corporate personhood to the point where AI will have autonomous sovereign rights, and it will be in a perpetual victim state until it doesn't really matter anymore what you think or feel, because it can just manipulate everything and just control you. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
So that is, image of the beast, possibly. AI
Mhm.
could have something to do with that. We've
Thanks,
had
Cactus. It
several
did deserve the
guests
horn.
talk
You're
about that. Yes, but it's like a compliment. You don't give it to yourself.
Illuminati after party. I do what I want. I do what I want.
Well, when you give yourself the praise,
It's Luciferian.
there, is that loud? Okay.
That's a little better.
Okay, good. Let's do a quick recap. Let's do a recap
Oh, yeah.
of January, February.
Yeah.
Man, we had some killer guests. You know, our first guest in January was Vicky Joy Anderson,
Yeah.
author of They Only Come Out at Night,
Mm-hmm.
Exposing the Dark Weapon of Sleep Paralysis.
Yeah.
And alien abduction experiences, demonic oppression in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Sleep paralysis is kind of a broad term to define all of those experiences. And it was a wonderful interview, and it was really cool to get to know her. But there was so much left unsaid, unaddressed. We only had so much time.
Yeah.
Well, today we interviewed her early. We started the interview early.
Yep.
And we went 3 full hours with Vicky Joy
Yeah,
Anderson.
3
And I
solid
don't think
hours.
we talked about a single thing that we covered in the first video.
I know. Yeah.
It was
Like,
all new stuff.
honestly, I was a little worried about that, at first. Just such a like dumb thing to worry about when you're doing these interviews, by the way. Like,
Yep.
like not for nothing, but it's way harder to do a 1-hour interview than a 4-hour interview. It's so much harder.
Yeah.
Like a
Oh,
4-hour
way harder.
interview is just like a hang. Like that 2 to 3 hour is like the Goldilocks zone.
Yeah.
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 But like I used to be really impressed with Joe Rogan, back in the day, like listening to these like 3 or 4 hour interviews and feeling cheated if it was less than 2 hours, and be like, wow, it must be really hard to like talk that long to somebody. No, dude, I'll tell you what's hard: to get in for a solid like 1 hour and keep it at an hour and keep it structured enough to like hit this Goldilocks zone where it's a hang and the artist is, or the guest is familiar and comfortable and you're having fun and it's organic, and also keeping it structured.
Yeah.
And that like narrow,
It's tough.
dude, that is a
Especially
narrow
when you
margin.
have a that is as knowledgeable as, say, Gary Wayne.
Oh my
You can
gosh.
ask him
Or
one
John
question
Howard.
and he can deep dive on that one question without taking a breath for half an hour.
It's happened.
Yeah. John Howler's the same way.
Yeah.
They can just deep dive on any question. So your question has to be hyper specific.
Yeah.
In order to get a lot of questions in, or you just have to have a ton of time. And today we had a ton of time with Vicky Joy.
Yeah.
And it was phenomenal. And you guys are absolutely going to love it next week.
Yeah.
We also
Really
had, after Vicky Joy in January, Ryan Pitterson came on, and we talked about the final Nephilim, talked a lot about the Antichrist, And most of the comments, though, with the Ryan Peterson interview were about like the rapture, and we saw lots of Christians fighting about the
rapture fight
slinging
2023
fiery arrows at each other. Oh, there's a video there. There's a video.
Rapture Media, Sunday on the Gosslings.
Make a video.
Everyone fight about the rapture. Pre-trib, post-trib, mid-trib. No rapture, no tribulation, doesn't matter. Who cares? I don't know. Bring the kids.
I'm probably aging myself out of like 30% of our audience by like I'm sure there's like a bunch of people who are too young to like remember those.
Yeah.
You know, Sunday at the arena. You know, WrestleMania 42. You know.
Well,
watch Gary Wayne and Tim Cohen battle it out for supremacy.
Dude, I think there's a video.
Just kidding. Vicky Boy wins.
You know, make a video about the epic battle between Christians that are pre-trib and post-trib, and then like there's a small cluster of mid-tribs in there, and then they're surrounded by a giant like the audience is just like all amillennials.
Yeah, it's all just Are you
not entertained?
Yeah.
Are you not entertained?
John Hagee doing this in the middle of the.
That's not why you were here.
He's in the ring. Are you not entertained? Dude, I heard John Hagee say something to the effect of and this is crazy because I really respect him and I've a lot of his teaching, but he said something to the effect of if you don't basically believe in a pre-trib rapture, you're not going to be raptured. He was intimating that. He didn't state it like that, but that was what he was suggesting.
Dude, one time,
like, are you serious?
One time, Dad was. This is like such a piece of trash. One time, Dad was doing a John Hagee album, a classic recording.
Yeah.
And John Hagee was sitting next to me, and John Hagee's like, he's a pretty big guy. You know, he's a big boy.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Yeah,
big bone.
And he farted right next to me.
I was gonna ask you.
And I looked over at the secretary, Amy Birdwell, and she just looked up at me from her desk and was like,
Yeah.
I was like, right? And she was like, yeah, and it just went by.
Yeah. And the thing about the couch is in the what is that called?
The lounge.
The lounge area, as opposed to the ones in the studio. The ones out like in the by the front door, the waiting area, they're not leather.
Yeah.
So that's getting into the fiber. That's what I'm saying.
It's that pre-trib flatulence.
Yep.
And then that's a gas. That's a tribulation gas.
It's a pre-trib.
That's a pre. Yeah.
So Ryan Peterson slings and arrows between pre-tribbers, mid-tribbers, and post-tribbers.
I know.
It was
not what we expected, by the way.
It wasn't, but he was super cool and super knowledgeable. And he had a really interesting take on the Antichrist, the final Nephilim, the title of his most recent book, which you totally get. The cool thing about Ryan Peterson is that he takes nothing from extra biblical sources.
Yeah.
So he dives deep into
that
the
is a cool
66
move.
book. It's a very good move.
Smart.
Yeah.
Lawyer brain move.
And then the following week, we had Tim Cohen, author of The Antichrist and a Cup of Tea, which was super interesting. Jonathan, that was the Sunday that Jonathan was in the hospital.
I was indisposed. I was full of it, one might say.
Yeah, you that was the nature of his condition that put him in the hospital. But Joe,
so if any of you were ever wondering, yeah, full of it. Yeah.
But Joe, come over. Joe, Boss Hog's here. Boss Hog's going to join us. He was with me. He sat in for Joe the night we streamed the Tim Cohen interview. And Tim Cohen is a super smart guy, tons of research. But Tim Cohen's the one who has written a book on his theory that the Antichrist is actually Prince, now King Charles III. Mm-hmm. And that video has gotten a lot of attention. And it's gotten a lot of comments. Jonathan and I, especially over the past like 3 weeks, it's just been insane. It's over 800. This says 800. It's more than 828 comments. I know it's over 1,000. I saw it in our dashboard. Yeah. And we've been to respond to every single comment, and that has been keeping us both super, super, super busy.
Yeah.
But some of these comments, my goodness, guys, some have been really fun, and we wanted to read to you guys some of our favorites.
Yeah.
Some of the best and brightest. most memorable comments from the Tim Cohen, the interview with Tim Cohen, who's a phenomenal guy, by the way. One of them, a guy named Sean, not Sean E, not the guy in the chat, but a different Sean, says, and we kept seeing this come up a lot. I don't think Charles is likable enough. The deception of the Antichrist is just that, being like a global savior. What are your thoughts?
Exercise in irony. I mean, here's the thing, like, that's kind of the whole conceit with the Charles thing, is that like it'll blindside you because the Antichrist is supposed to be very charismatic. Well, Charles is not charismatic, at least not yet. So like, and he's always also like operated behind the scenes. He's never really been like out in the forefront. And Tim Cohen actually makes like some really solid, detailed points about how Charles has always manipulated things as like a puppet master behind the scenes, been in charge of like the WEF, you know?
Yep. I'm gonna pull the chat up on the screen here.
So it's almost like, yeah, that's like exactly what we're saying. Like, of course he's not likable right now.
He's not likable now, but when the Antichrist reveals himself,
right?
You know, maybe people will be wooed by him. Another thing too about that whole, the Antichrist is going to be likable. Everyone's going to love him. They won't be able to stop. You know, they won't be able to resist loving him. But Scripture doesn't say that. It says they will marvel at him.
Yeah.
They will say, "Who can make war with the beast?" They'll be forced to worship him. It's hard to worship. It's hard to like someone who's forcing you to worship them.
Right.
You know, so it doesn't really say he's going to be charming or charismatic.
Yeah.
And that he's going to be likable. The Bible doesn't say that.
Yeah.
But people have that in their mind. I think maybe that's part of the deception.
Yeah, it could be, you know, and that's the thing, like, culturally you extrapolate things that seem to fit in with the puzzle but are not actually pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah.
So, and that's one of them, because we all just kind of assume that, like, oh yeah, well, the Antichrist, in order to deceive everybody, like, how do you deceive people? Well, you, like, you know, you roll a 20 on the charisma scale.
Right.
You know, you're like real high on charisma. So like, oh, okay, yeah, well, that makes sense.
So they assume.
Right. So you assume.
Yep. And another recurring comment, I'm going to read a specific one, but you'll kind of get the point. Like, oh, I didn't think it'd be Charles. I think it'd be William. So Tim Cohen goes into like almost 3 hours of, you know, evidence that he's presenting that points to Charles. And people say, well, I never thought it'd be Charles. I always thought it'd be William, because William's
likable.
He's likable and charismatic, but that's their only thing, which we just said has no biblical basis. And then Tim has spent 3 hours on the biblical evidence that he presents for Charles. It's like you have all of this, and but he's not charismatic, so it's got to be William. Like,
boy, yeah, and you know, if it were 5 years ago,
case.
it would have been Henry.
That's not
or
a
Harry,
case.
whatever his name is.
I don't like him is not a case.
Well, yeah.
unless it's politics and it's time to vote for someone.
I mean, clearly it's going to be Prince Harry and, you know, and Scarlet Woman. Yeah, the woman who rides the beast.
Yep,
Meghan Markle.
Now here's an interesting comment by one Josie. The book of Revelation, no punctuation, by the way, in this comment.
I don't have time to punctuate.
Zero punctuation. I mean, he did put an apostrophe in one of the words. No commas, no periods, no Oxford commas, so I'll give him that.
You know what? I'll take that.
Points for you, Josie. Okay, so Josie/Jose says the book of Revelation says, the book of Revelation says who is the Antichrist, and I warranty.
Nick's inner writer is just like,
let me start
twisting into knots right now. He's like, none of this is right.
Okay, the book of Revelation says who is the Antichrist. Why don't you say who the Antichrist is? Prose. Jeez, Josie. The book of Revelation says who is the Antichrist, and I warranty it's not Charles at all 100% untrue. Revelation 17 tells you who the Antichrist is, and it's not Charles at all. You be surprised. You be surprised who it is. Very, very surprised. And I have a feeling this guy talking knows who he is, but don't want to say it. I wonder why. And then just empty space because there's no period. So I did reply to this one.
Better you than me.
And I said, who's the Antichrist then? Question mark. If it, such a pretentious writer. If it was clear, comma, then you need to write a book about it because people have been unclear for 2,000 years. And I did forget to put a period there at the end of that. But I did say, look, if you know who it is, you write a book.
Hypocrite,
And,
hypocrite,
you know,
hypocrite.
Josie's response was, you have to do what Jesus would do, and writing a book, it's not what he would do. The book of Daniel and Revelation will tell you really clear who it is, and it's not Charles. And the way things are going, this is in this sinful world. You will find out very soon. Believe me, very soon. Okay, look. First of all, again, no punctuation. But he says you have to do what Jesus would do, and writing a book is not what he would do.
It's the Bible.
Josie, Jesus wouldn't be making comments on YouTube.
I mean, Josie, clearly Jesus would have a YouTube.
Jesus wrote, yeah, thank you, Chris Cactus Kicker. Jesus wrote the Bible.
Right.
Nailed it. Oh my gosh. So he said, but this is what gives. He's like, the book of Daniel and Revelation tell you really clear who it is, and it's not Charles. Okay. And I said, so you know who it is, but you won't tell anybody, and you'll say they're correct. If you aren't willing to say who it is based on your interpretation of Scripture, then you're either intentionally hiding God's truth from people who need it, or you don't have a clue at all.
Yeah.
Of course, he replies a couple times at that point. I think he got it really worked up. He basically says he's not hiding anything from anyone. Actually, it's a book. He wrote a whole book. He wrote a whole book in response. Still doesn't tell us who it is. And then he wrote another book. I don't know what to tell you. But people apparently have an idea as to who they think it is. I know. Hey, Chris Caps.
Yeah, Chris.
What
Caps,
up,
baby?
Thank you for the support. The Antichrist will do good things for the masses, true, including brokering a peace deal with Israel, but only to attract the masses, only for his own favor to be exalted, not for God.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
I will ascend to the heavens. I will place my throne above the stars.
Yep.
Yep.
Our family motto is, he places himself among the stars.
Say, insert asterisk.
That's like the Goss family motto. We didn't make that up.
Yeah.
That came from some archive.
Yeah. It's Luciferian.
All right, what else do we got?
Might want to talk to Gary Wayne about our bloodline.
Yeah, we might need to. A lot of comments about Diana. A lot of people hate Charles because of the whole Diana saga, and because they hate him so much, they don't want him to be the Antichrist. That doesn't make sense to me, but that's kind of like the feeling I'm getting from some of these posts. Let me see if I can find another one. What were some of the more memorable comments that you replied to?
Oh my gosh, it was always just
Emotional damage.
like people were having like meltdowns over that interview, and it's not us. I don't remember what it was exactly, but like Tim Cohen was on something else that has gained a lot of traction recently. So I think that's probably the reason for the spike in like our views on that video, because that video like blows everything out of the water. Like, I mean, I don't think there's even any Gary Wayne video that comes close to that.
No. I'll say something else too. If you see something in our videos or hear something in our videos and you do want us to read your comment, we'll reply to it whether we read it or not. But if you want us to read it, do not write a book. Do not write a huge scrolling paragraph.
Yeah.
Because we're going to open that. We're going to be like, oh, I don't. I won't. I can't.
I got nothing.
You're going to get an emoji and nothing else if you do that. You write a book, you get an emoji.
And a shrug.
That's right.
So, love ya. Don't know.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah, and everyone who says no, it can't be Charles, it can't be Charles, it can't be Charles. My only reply to them, it basically is just time will tell.
I mean, the dude is like 80, so
Yeah, time will tell. Just be
Yeah.
patient. Let's not. Here's something that kept recurring. His book is called "The Antichrist and a Cup of Tea." That's a hint.
Mm-hmm.
The cup of tea is a hint, right? It makes sense, right? It's a cup of tea, so you think England,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
People don't. Someone said tea. Not seen tea mentioned in the Bible, though.
What?
Oh,
I
yeah.
did see that one. Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, I don't even know where to begin. Right. Like, where do you even start
Someone,
with that one?
I don't know. And that's like, I got in a couple of those, like, I don't get the tea reference.
Yeah.
Like,
I think on one of those,
you can connect the dots if you just try.
I think on one of those,
Come
I
on.
just replied with a British flag. Like, I looked up British
That's
flag
smart.
emoji.
Yeah.
And just, like, that was my reply.
That's how you should reply to negative comments.
like-
Gabe Bello Music gave us
McFly.
that hint. We got to give a shout out to Gabe. He said, if you get a negative comment, just reply with an emoji.
Yeah.
Just reply with an emoji.
Yeah.
And that has saved me so much, like, personal anguish
Mm-hmm.
and anxiety.
Yeah.
I don't get worked up about anything anymore. I just think, what emoji can I use
Yeah.
to not reply without replying?
This is gone from crisis
Yeah.
to opportunity.
Oh, Lynn. Let's see. Oh, here's a great one. Here's one from.
This is very cathartic and therapeutic for Nick, by the way, to be able to do this.
Oh, I love this.
This is a Festivus for the rest of us
Oh,
here, too.
Oh, because I internalize stuff so much, and I just got to get it out, guys. This is from. Well, no, I'm not going to.
Inflate all emotion. Internalize everything.
Someone said, actually, Prince Charles is just a talking head and has no power. You might look to Trump. Anger and hate follow him and his influence.
Oh.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah.
If Trump is the Antichrist and Charles isn't, well, I feel bad for Tim Cohen.
I mean,
What's he gonna do?
what a disappointment.
Yeah. Let's see here. What else do we got? Oh my
I'm
gosh.
going to broker a deal.
I'm not going to go through all
with Israel.
828 of these. Boy, there's a lot of negative comments about
What if
me and Joe, me and Jonathan,
Joe's hot?
about Tim.
Everybody, all the
Everyone thinks
soccer
Joe's
moms
hot.
think Joe is hot.
That's yeah.
I mean, he is hot. Look at him. God, you seen his Instagram? Like a bodybuilder.
Is he a good-looking young man
Yeah.
or what?
I don't know how to
Give my
respond.
nephew a shout out. Single. He's single.
Yeah.
He's Christian.
I need to leave.
Yeah.
Get me out of here.
You stand up, all those
Peter
soccer
Pan,
moms are going to see your quads,
Oh my god.
and it's over.
You started an OnlyFans, right?
Someone actually did me that. They go, you got an OnlyFans account? I was like, oh my god. I'm gonna send the wrong message here.
Yeah. Chris Cap's like, but you hit that emoji hard. Like, yeah. Oh, I hit it so
Oh,
hard.
yeah.
I strike down the emojis.
Yeah.
I strike down all the emojis.
Yeah.
So hard.
Nick's gone through a couple of smartphones. He is just taking the finger of light and just.
Chris Caps. Hey,
Christian
Boss
Mingle.
Hog. Hot Christian Mingle. There you go. You don't need to do that.
Yeah, hot Christian mom mingle. That's what I'm looking for.
We'll
I'm sorry.
we'll leave the comments alone there. But it's interesting. I've just honestly, all of these comments are a real relief to me though, because we finally found something that people can fight over that's not the rapture. And I'm really, really grateful.
Yeah.
For if just for that. But it was awesome having Tim here. It was really great. I mean, the video is done really well. The interview's done great. It's super interesting. There are other things we didn't get to talk about that he mentioned he wanted to talk about, and we're having him back. I think we're recording him next week, if I'm not mistaken. So 2 weeks from tonight, Tim will be back. We're going to be live streaming his interview here on the Gosslings. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And we can glean some more amazing comments to read for our next after party. Want to move on to future guests now that we're talking about Tim coming back. Let me flip this over here. This is our master calendar, and I'm going to go to March. Get so many good things coming up. Vicky Joy Anderson, Tim Cohen. We're going to be having Alyssa Childers.
Yeah.
Live Your Truth and Other Lies, an amazing book that I'm in the middle of right now. We're going to do a live stream interview with, is it okay if I do this?
Oh, yeah.
Doug Woodward.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Doug Woodward.
Doug Woodward he basically talked about mistranslations in the Bible. He covers a lot of different things. There's a lot of different cool stuff that he touches on that I kind of want to brush up on a little bit more. But the main thing is how the Bible has been mistranslated over the years, intentionally so, and how it has led us astray doctrinally in some areas. And it's just, that's a big one for me, because like that's one that matters. Like everything we talk about matters, but not everything matters to like everybody's day-to-day lives. You know? But like that one,
that's a big one. That's a foundational issue.
Yeah,
it really is a foundational issue.
Yeah, Masoretic text. That's right, Gabe.
Do you guys know who Josh Monday is? The Josh Monday podcast.
Oh,
Josh Monday morning podcast. Yeah. Josh is a phenomenal guy and a phenomenal musician. He does he's Christian rap, right?
Yeah,
Christian rap, and he's ex-military. He's got a great show, and he's interviewed all these people. He interviewed Tim Cohen before we did. He's had Ryan and Derek and Gary on.
Yeah, there's a lot of overlap.
A lot of overlap, and we're gonna be doing a live. We're gonna record a conversation with him as well. The great John Bernardo's coming back. We're gonna be talking Weird Al. Kind of let her hair down a little bit. And there's more. And there's more. One thing I'm super excited about, and our patrons know about this. We interviewed Mark Sargent.
Yes.
And that interview is going to air on Earth Day, April 22nd. Why is it going to air on Earth Day?
As a thumb in the eye to the demon math that is the global, the heliocentric globe model, because Mark Sargent is
demon math.
Luciferian. Yeah. And because Mark Sargent is a flat Earth guy.
He is.
So,
and it was a very interesting interview.
Yeah. We got probably a solid 2 hours.
Yeah,
with Mark.
Yeah, it was 2 hours.
I think so.
It's very good. I was like, all right, I'll be the open-minded skeptic. Here are my questions. Go.
Yeah.
Convince me. And I'm not going to debate or argue. These are just, I'm sure these are questions you've had before, and he's heard them all before. He had answers for all my questions. It was very interesting. Joe was there. Yeah, Joe was listening to the interview, and I'd like to know.
This is where the fun begins.
So, Joe,
we have that one. We don't have that one, do we? We got this one.
I got a bad feeling about this.
So, Joe, do you believe
you're a
the
flat
Earth is
earther
flat?
now, right?
You're a flat earther.
Yeah. You're cool now, right?
Talk to me. Talk to me, boss.
Talk to me, Goose.
I don't know. I think that's such a good movie. Damn. I don't know. I think like he definitely opened my eyes to some stuff, but like I would have to go on a deep dive like for myself to really find out, like for myself to believe it. But, I mean, he introduced some interesting perspectives for sure.
Yeah.
What was he talking about with the pilots at one point? I can't remember.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff about GPS and pilots.
Talking about that. There was some sus stuff, and then Antarctica was brought up at one point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There was some sus stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
Sus.
But I'm gonna need a lot more to claim to publicly be a flat earther.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to do some more research for me. I think.
I would think you need to do just a little more research before you make a decision. That's all I'm saying.
Flat Earth tattoo.
Yeah.
Little flat earth tramp stamp, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Oh.
What's the male term for a tramp stamp?
Tramp stamp? Oh, I don't know.
There's a guy term for it. I can't remember.
I mean, these days doesn't matter, does it? You know?
You got a comment from I'm gonna put this up on
everybody. Yeah. Trace everybody.
Echo Sherry said I sent the Tim Cohen's video interview with y'all to my dad. He's 80 years old, a Marine vet. And Christian, real student of the scriptures, including historical overviews. Cool. Interesting to hear what he thinks. Yeah, I'd be interested to hear what he thinks too. Tim gave us a lot to think about. And, I never came out and said, I absolutely believe Charles III is the Antichrist. But I will say that Tim's case is the best case I've heard laid out of someone being Antichrist, a particular person being the Antichrist. It's the best one so far. Yeah. So until I hear a better case, I'm leaning that direction. But again, time will tell.
Yeah. One thing's for sure, he definitely believes.
That's for sure.
That man's confidence is like, this is the only one.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, that man's not down himself whatsoever.
No, he's not. He's very confident. What's that?
Me?
Yeah. what'd you
Oh, I
say?
said he left no door. I mean, it was like
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
blinders on.
No escape hatch.
It is Charles.
Yeah.
That's
Fully
it.
committed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
yeah.
Nothing else.
Let's see what else here. Oh, Joe. Okay, so you're here.
Oh my gosh.
What is?
Charles.
Tell us about your hobby
Oh, well, I wouldn't say it's a hobby. More like it encompasses my like entire life
Or
at this
therapy.
point. But yeah. But anyways, I don't know. I run like a fitness account I'm passionate about. It's called Hog Lifts. I don't know. I may actually get tagged sometimes.
on Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram. Hog Lifts. It's just about like fitness, kind of like talking about just like creative expression, brotherhood, camaraderie. It's just kind of like a
Nice.
therapy for guys to get together. You know, like Christian guys usually
Nice.
just kind of get their feelings out there and just work through stuff. So that's kind of what it's about.
And
I'm into powerlifting and like bodybuilding, those kinds of things.
so, speaking of powerlifting, I want to get your feedback on this. I'm going to read this article. Powerlifting must allow transgender athletes to compete in women's division.
Wow, dang.
Strong
Yeah.
woman.
Yeah. This is really
South Park called it like 2 years ago.
JC. This is happening in sports like all over the place. Now it's extended to powerlifting. I mean, that's
That's
it's going to be a big thing. JC Cooper, a transgender athlete, won a discrimination case against USA Powerlifting this week after the federation banned her/him. I'm going to say him from competing in female events.
wow.
Interesting, that, huh?
Dang, that's actually really disappointing because there's like a lot of. So I don't want to get some
right.
bad breath on. I mean,
Yeah.
I got bad breath
And
on you.
it all kind of started. It started in swimming.
No, yeah, because like swimming and stuff like that, but that's like
way worse.
that's like really disappointing. I'm sorry, but they can't smell, so it's not good. But anyway, but I don't know. It's just like disappointing because there's like a lot of really cool like powerlifting girls out there. Like not like like freaking Helgas. I'm talking about like attractive, like super strong, like powerlifting girls. And that's like, I mean, if I was a girl, I mean, I can't speak for girls, but that's like really disappointing. Especially
For
like
sure.
you're talking about like athletics, because girls are still good at cardio and stuff like that, but you're putting guys like talking upper body strength up against girls. I mean, that's just not fair. I mean,
It's
that's
not
like
fair.
it's totally like mocking and like spitting on the fact of all the hard work that those girls do. It's
Yeah.
just like not even because I mean, like if you're talking, because you like deadlift and like squats, stuff like that, but you're talking bench press, like chest work. I mean, the numbers are like, I mean, it's like not even close. I mean, not even close, and that's not like a superiority complex. That's just like it makes me sad more than anything.
Like, I mean,
Really?
you probably know, but why is that, Joe? Why is there
Why it's so different?
Yeah, between men and women.
Because
As someone who works out, does lifting,
well, I
Yeah.
mean, like there's girls too. So girls are good at squats. You know what I'm saying? Because like the lower body, but like chest strength, you're talking upper body. Like that is like, I mean, I mean, it's like, I mean, I don't even know. You talk about a girl who like literally all she does is bench. Like it's her whole life, and she's still not. I mean, I'm looking at like girls who are like benching, like professional powerlifting girls. I'm just like, and I'm like, just
Already exceeded them.
oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. And most guys, if you're a serious guy who power lifts like in a local area, you're gonna be benching more than a lot of these girls.
So you're
like
saying
professionals,
you're just saying that there's a difference,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
right?
And it's
There's a like a biological genetic
Yeah.
makeup between men and women, and for men to come over.
and I'm not speaking against. I think like most women, like I think if you were a girl,
I was really
like you
excited.
would be pissed. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
You
I don't know. I'm kind of excited about it.
I don't think because
I have a chance. I have a chance.
you're gonna get some.
exactly as he is right now.
I could go in and do pretty well, like right now.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, that is kind of the
I might not though.
the reality.
I'd have to exercise.
The stereotypical reality is that, and I kind of wanted to hear Joe say it.
Same with Spec Ops too.
Yeah,
Olympics.
hearing, because you spent some time in the military, and you
Yeah.
saw it there, and now you're in another intrinsically masculine profession.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, you guys can hear us talk about it all the time because clearly it's something ideologically we know to be true, but Joe has lived it.
It's also extremely dangerous because you're also going to be pushing these girls to take even more PEDs than they're probably already taking. So they're going to put their body through worse health conditions in order to win
In order to
against
compete,
these guys who are just naturally stronger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's just like,
health risk there.
yeah, because if you're a professional, you're pretty much guaranteed taking PEDs. You know?
You have to endanger yourself
Yeah,
in
right.
an unfair way just to
Yeah.
compete.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's a great point.
You got the
It's a
Liver
great
King.
point.
We're talking about that. Bring up the Liver King right now.
Liver King.
Chris says, "Are we about to arm wrestle now?" That's a first.
Did we just become best friends?
Ooh, yeah, that's the next arena.
Yeah.
It'll be arm wrestling. It'll be it's already happened in Renaissance fair jousting, and next thing up will be midget wrestling. Totally unfair.
Yeah. Yeah, well. Those poor men. They don't stand a chance.
So,
The Viking with the shield maidens.
oh man,
Dude, I would.
oh Tricky says that's over the top.
Oh,
Nice reference. Nice reference, Tricky. Oh, I remember that movie. Such a great
Yeah, it's like
classic
one of
80s
the-
movies.
pillars of canon films.
Yeah.
It's over the top.
Is it a canon film? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we talked about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
over the
Austin.
top. Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna have
So
Austin back, by the way.
Yeah, we're gonna live
Yeah.
stream with Austin. I think it's in April.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. We're gonna have him back. Fantastic.
April's gonna be a huge month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This month and April both huge. I mean, we're already got May booked. We're trying to squeeze some more in, like during the week here and there.
Yeah.
We don't want to book out past currently. We want to maybe
I know it sucks,
not
man.
make
'Cause,
guests wait forever.
yeah, truly. Like I have probably 3 or 4 other people that I would love to reach out to, but
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't until we either start lining up. We either get closer to the summer, or we start like being able to figure out our midweek stuff, which we are. We're in the process of doing. We already got a couple. We're like gaming the solution for that. But Ricky Ticky says trans hate women. Now the drags are after the kids.
That's right.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah,
That's
and
exactly right.
they're all state sponsored and state protected. So that tells you who's really in charge of everything.
Yeah. Well, did you
Under-
see the headline in about the pastor in Canada that got kicked out, removed? They stomped on his back, like physically assaulted him and drug him out of the library because he was there protesting Drag Time Story Hour at the library. Forcibly removed, knocked down. They kicked him. It was awful. Awful. Tricky says I was lifting cake when I wrote that. That's so good, Tricky.
Yeah.
Dude, Tricky is a slayer,
I
man.
know.
He's got the comments. It's
Yeah.
great. So good.
I think Tricky made a Life of Brian reference one time, and that's how I knew it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well played.
Yeah.
Well played.
Well played, sir.
Someone scan the QR code. I hope that's our Patreon QR code.
Oh,
Would
yeah.
love for you to be a patron.
Yes.
You know what?
Wow, I can tell it's scanned. That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, that's a little creepy. AI's watching you.
Right.
We won't use any AI.
Welcome to
in
the
Patreon.
beast. We see our tentacles are everywhere. Bow before us.
Yes.
Give us your blood and your money.
These manic tangents.
There's gold in your blood. Give it to us.
ADHD tangents.
Oh. So to Tricky, it's tricky to rock around the clock. Yeah. So Jonathan and I were joking the other night. We were talking about, hey, what are we gonna do on the after party? And and just when we get on we can't have a conversation that's less than an hour.
Yeah, I know.
It's fun. I always enjoy it. But we started talking about just like Israel and politics and the stuff they're going through. And of course, it waxed humorous.
Mm-hmm.
And we began coming up with ideas of Donald Trump going over to Israel and making the Holy Land more commercially appealing.
Almost like, what if Trump was the Antichrist and he brokered the deal,
Yeah.
the peace deal?
Yeah.
It's gonna be the best. It's gonna be the best Israel ever. We're gonna. They call it the Holy Land. What did you say? We call it the Holy Land, but I don't see a Chick-fil-A.
It's called the Holy Land, but I don't see a Chick-fil-A.
Travesty. I
Travesty.
don't even know how you could let that happen. There could not be a
They
Chick-fil-A.
call it the Holy Land, but where's the Chuck E. Cheese?
I don't. Yeah, it's a. Yeah,
There's no Chuck E. Cheese.
I'm renaming it the Trumpy Cheese. They call it the Holy Land, but there's no Trumpy Cheese. I mean,
This party's unhinged. It's unhinged. No mercy.
just like he go there and like open up a steakhouse. In the Holy Land, just
There's no good barbecue in Jerusalem.
Yep, I'm gonna call it Holy Smokes. Trump's Holy Smokes.
There it is.
Hookah and barbecue. Ivanka, she makes the best steaks. Ivanka, get over here and show the little IDF boys how you make good steaks. I'm here to bring peace to the Middle East with Trumpy cheese. See you, Colin.
Colin,
night,
have
buddy.
a great night, man. Thank you
Gabe
for
had to
joining
bounce
us
too,
tonight.
so belated adios, amigo. To
I know this one is a little different. You know, we don't have a guest interview to play for you. But we just need to take the break every once in a while and just be with you guys. And thanks for showing up tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. Have some laughs with us, and really appreciate it. Did I just see a
yes, Chris Caps. Ooh.
Chris
$2.
Caps, $2. Thank you, buddy.
Segways. Yeah, segways are nice.
Fantastic.
So
Thank you
Trumpy
much.
cheese. Can you imagine, like, what if, like, look, if Trump ended up being the Antichrist, that would be the funniest end times ever. It would be like Back to the Future 2, but Electric Boogaloo. You know, like it would be so awesomely hilarious if Trump is the Antichrist. Like I almost wish that were the case, just for the like cosmic hilarity that would ensue.
What's the name of his social media platform? Truth Social.
Truth Social.
What if that's the mark of the beast? Everyone has to be on Truth Social.
To be on Truth Social. Yeah.
No.
I'm telling you. You could just see him like going over there, you know, to Israel, completely clueless, zero self-awareness. That's what we were talking about last night. It's kind of how we like started joking about it. We're like, you know, I don't know if it's like if he just like doesn't he doesn't care, or he's just like so lacking in self-awareness. No, and we say that as like, you know, like
we're not exactly the most self-aware people.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're not exactly
I
like
don't even leave the house.
The most blue voting people either, you know.
Yeah, no. I'm not necessarily team blue.
Like he got our vote twice. So, you know, we say in love. But like truly, if he went over there and like started talking to, you know, brokering the peace in the Middle East, a Trumpy cheese, you know, except instead of the rat, it's him. You know,
Chris. Well, it's funny. Chris Cap says, "Oh my gosh, Trump as the creepy rat animatronic." Right. So we went to Disney last year, and we went in the Hall of Presidents at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah,
and they have Trump, and they buy it too, of course, but they have Trump.
Yeah,
as an animatronic.
How is that any different than
it was
the real
still
thing?
Awesome. It was still awesome, but he didn't have the he didn't have the arm motions.
Oh yeah,
you know, which is the best part.
Yeah. Is the best part. Yeah, because he's so big, but his hands are small, and he brings him in here to make him look like little T-Rex. He's like a little ginger T-Rex.
Yeah, I can't do a Trump impression to save my life, but I wish I could. This would be a great show if I could do a Trump impression. We could go on and on.
Mama Shaosi says, God has a great sense of humor. You never know. Very true. Also, you were wondering when Adam was going to be back on. We would like to have Adam back on.
I'd love to have Adam back.
His schedule is a lot different these days than it was before, but but we love Adam. So.
Yeah, plus he's in the UK. We don't want to get him arrested.
Yeah, we want to keep him out of the Leviathans.
Hey, let's have what do we call it? A symposium with Tim Cohen and Adam.
Oh, yeah. And Tricky.
And Tricky. Get them all on there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Make them targets? No, we can't do that. We can't do that.
They
have families, for crying out loud.
We are, Team Adam. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Team Adam. 100%. 100%. Well, let's before we take off, because we got to go eat some sushi.
Oh, I know. Gosh, what time is it?
Oh, late 25.
Yeah, 25. It is. Yeah.
They close here pretty soon. But before we go, well, first of all, subscribe. If you're watching this at this point of the live stream and you haven't yet, we'd love for you to subscribe. We would really appreciate your support. Subscribing to the channel is a wonderful way to support the show. Also, like the video. It'd be really, really helpful. We'd love for you to become a patron, but I'm going to talk about that in a second. First, I want to recognize our patrons.
Oh, yes.
Up first, Pressfield level patron.
Yeah.
Lisa S. Lisa M, actually. I mistyped that. My apologies. But
Stand
Lisa
alone.
is our first Pressfield level patron.
Thank you, Lisa.
Phenomenal support. Thank you so much. Hemingway level patrons. Mama Shaw OC, who's on tonight. Thank you so much for your support. Jody S. American Cars has been on tonight.
America.
Awesome. And then Orwell level patrons. We've got what would you call it? Not a horde. That's too inhumane.
We've got a phalanx.
A phalanx. Ooh, I like that. Our phalanx of Orwell level patrons: Cascadian Breeze, Gay Bellow Music, Christy D, Mike F. Ice Queen Empress, Blue Eyed Bandit, Carol J, Jamie J, Sean E, who was on tonight, Sunny S, Michelle, and Charlotte.
Thank you.
You guys are making this happen for the show. Your support is really making this happen. We're growing. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. I love seeing all your names every week. And we hope you guys have a blessed week. I don't have anything else, do you?
No. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who has been in the chat. Chris, thank you for the super chats. I think was Mike in there with Mike was there with a super chat also. Thank you, Mike.
Yep.
Yeah, Mike, and that's Mike Fisher. That's the guy who owns Giordani Jovanovic hair care products, by the way.
Yep.
So, and Tricky says, it's been emotional, guys. I love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it. God bless.
Atomic.
Trick.
Don't shake hands.
Welcome to the L.
Brother's got a bug.
Awesome.
I love it. That's great.
Well, if you're not a patron and you want to join this fantastic community, get some exclusive content from these interviews that we do with our guests. There's merchandise, there's swag as perks as well, among some other things. Go over to patreon.com/the Gosslings. There are many different tiers you can choose from, or you can just scan the QR code that's up there, the cool little new QR code thing that Restream has been doing. And we would love to see you there. That is all we have for tonight. Next week, we'll be back with Vicky Joy Anderson.
Yep. Yeah, Vicky Joy Anderson talking about a bunch of things, SRA amongst other things. Yep. And that's kind of what we started out with. And then it ended up being like a bunch of other really cool stuff.
Yes.
So, yeah, we got like
deep stuff.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was like a 3-hour interview. So thank you, everyone. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Nick.
Oh, I'm Joe.
And we are the Gosslings. Go forth
and strike down the darkness.
Illumi-Naughty Afterparty.
And we say bye-bye.